Hola, bienvenidos a mi canal. Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be reviewing Drag Race España episode 6. So if that sounds good, you make sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you thought about this episode, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright, so obviously before we get into it, let's go ahead and give you the title of the episode. The episode was obviously that Comedy Queen episode where the queens all had to do a roast of the judging panel. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Obviously, the episode starts out with the queens walking back into the workroom after Ugaseo was eliminated, and they're reading Ugaseo's message, and Dovima is continuing to say, oh, I don't feel bad for Ugaseo leaving, I didn't like Ugaseo, blah blah blah. And I'm kind of like, Dovima, can you stop it? Ugaseo was just eliminated. Can you at least maybe be a little bit nicer to Ugaseo? Ugaseo is still one of my favorite queens from this season, or performers I guess I should say, and just what Ugaseo brought every week was so unique and so special, and it was something that I really enjoyed, so it's really sad to not have Ugaseo this week in the competition. But that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess, sometimes. So obviously they're all getting out of drag, talking about where they are in the competition. And then we get into the next day in the workroom where the queens are all walking in. You know how they like to do fun things? Oh wait, no, that was later. We'll talk about that later. But the queens are all walking back into the workroom, and Dovima is continuing to kind of bitch on Ugaseo, and I didn't like that. And I'm kind of like, Dovima, can we move on at least, please? Then we get Supreme. Supreme walks in and introduces the mini challenge. My bad. The mini challenge this week is obviously the puppet challenge. It was really cute. I loved how they all did it. The one thing I will say about the puppets is none of the puppets really look like the actual queens out of drag, which I thought was kind of funny. At least, especially Killer Queen. I'll put a picture over here of Killer's puppet. Killer's not blonde. What was that? Do you think they were trying to have someone else be there? I don't know. That was interesting. But they all have to drag them up and do a puppet show, as they do in many seasons now. For the puppet show, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my thoughts and opinions. Obviously, some of the queens were really good, and some of them just didn't really know what they were doing. I'm talking about you, Dovima. Dovima struggled a lot, and so did Sagittaria. Those two really struggled, and you could kind of see that at the beginning of what this episode theme was really gonna be. Boopy and Carmen both killed it. Like, they were hilarious. Killer Queen struggled a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. Killer obviously ripped off Carmen's head off of her puppet on accident, which I thought was funny. And Carmen, of course, was having fun with it. I love Carmen. But obviously in the end, the winner of the mini challenge is Carmen Farala, so congratulations to Carmen Farala. She gets to pick the show order for the actual roast. So after that, the queens all start writing their jokes, doing all the things. Sagittaria is struggling a lot because Sagittaria is kind of overthinking everything at this point. And I feel like Dovima is too a little bit, if we're being honest here. And I think that's sort of what happened later in the episode. Anyways, so they're all writing their jokes. They're trying to plan out the order. Originally, Carmen was saying, where do people want to go? Let's try to make it accommodating to everyone. I think she was going to put Poopy either at the beginning or the end and then have her start it. She was going to start and have Poopy at the end. And that was what her original plan was, obviously. She was trying to be much more considerate to other people, trying to make it equal, I guess. Anyways, then the queens all go practice out their skits, their jokes with Supreme, and they're all going over their jokes, doing stuff. Anyways, I do want to talk a little bit about the different queens and their performances. Dovima was struggling a lot, and so was Sagittaria. I think they both, like I said, they're both getting more in their head about it. And I think that's sort of the storyline they were going for this episode, obviously. Poopy, they were expecting a lot from, and I think that's sort of got into Poopy's head as well, because Poopy has been so funny this entire season. I think they were expecting a whole lot from Poopy, and Poopy didn't necessarily live up to that. Carmen did a really great job, and Killer, I think did a pretty good job as well, although Killer was struggling because Killer didn't want to be mean, but at the same time it's a roast, so you kind of need to just go for it. Anyways. That happened, and then they all walk back in. Oh, wait, no. Then we get to the next day, which is the elimination day. And Carmen tells them the performance order. Carmen finally decides the performance order. So first is going to be Killer Queen, and then Carmen is going. And then we get Sagittaria, and then Dovima, and then Poopy. And Poopy's kind of upset about this, because Poopy's like, oh, so I'm going after 2 really bad jokes, so I'm going to have to really stand out and really do well. So that happened. And then they all get into drag, and then we'll get to the actual performances. Obviously, Supreme walks out on the main stage, introduces the judges, does the little thing. Then we get to the actual roast. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on this roast. Overall, I do think it was a good roast. I don't know if maybe my subtitles weren't translating very well, because obviously I have English subtitles, and maybe the jokes weren't translating to me. I don't know. I do think some of them were really funny, and then other ones I was kind of like, what's so funny about this? I don't know. Killer, I think, did a pretty good job. I'm putting pictures over here. I think Killer did a pretty good job. I will say, I thought Killer was funny. I like that Killer brought a character. Thought that was good. When it comes to Carmen, Carmen did a pretty good job as well. I think she was funny. She looked great. Carmen looks great, of course. Yeah. Then we get to Sagittaria. Again, Sagittaria was getting into her head about it. Again, it's very much a storyline that they were going for this episode. Then we get to Dovima, and Dovima's wig was malfunctioning and kept going into her face. And like, Dovima, did you not think things through with your wig? What was going on there? I don't know. It was fine. Again, maybe the jokes weren't translating. I don't know. And then obviously it ended up with Poopy. The show ended with Poopy poison. When Poopy was struggling with it a little bit, I think it was because people were expecting so much from Poopy, and Poopy didn't necessarily perform to the level that Poopy was expected to, or at least that's the storyline that they were giving us. Again, maybe the jokes weren't translating for me. I don't know. But overall, I thought it was a fine joke. I don't know. It's whatever. When we get to, then we do a runway, the Night of 1,000 Rosalias. I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts on the runways. Carmen killed it. Carmen kills every runway. Like, oh my god. Poopy, what was this? What was this outfit, Poopy? Your makeup, your outfit? No. Sagittaria looked gorgeous. Dovima looked fine. And I thought Killer looked really good too. I really like Killer's outfit. Then we get to the critiques. I'm honestly just going to get to the placement at this point because I don't really feel like talking about all the critiques right now. But the winner this week is going to be Carmen Farala. So congratulations to Carmen. Way to go. Way to win a challenge. You're very close to the finale. Like, way to go. Way to go with that. Killer is safe. And then the bottom 3 is Poopy, Dovima, and Sagittaria. And then, of course, they saved Poopy. So the bottom 2 is going to be Dovima and Sagittaria. Of course, it's the storyline that I was telling you that we can kind of expect it to happen. When it comes to the lip sync, Dovima just stood there and didn't lip sync at all. And then Sagittaria was doing a fine job, I guess. I don't know. I understand where Dovima was standing, but at the same time, I'm like, I get it, you don't want to. I don't know what I thought about it, but Dovima was just standing there. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. Obviously, in the end, Sagittaria got to stay, and Dovima normally sashayed away. So we have our top 4 now, with Poopy Poison, Carmen Farala, Sagittaria, and Killer Queen. I think this is a fine top 4. It's kind of what I was expecting. Although I would have loved to see Ugaseo in there somewhere. I'm not quite sure. I just really liked Ugaseo, and I think that might be part of why. But who knows? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below, so definitely leave a comment what you thought about this episode. Next week is the makeover challenge, and we do have a guest judge with Envy Peru. Envy Peru, the winner of Drag Race Holland, is going to be the guest judge, and I'm super excited to see Envy. Envy, of course, is going to look gorgeous, because Envy always looks gorgeous, like, plain and simple. But yeah, that does bring the end of my review. Make sure you're following me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at Sandwich Hour. Make sure you're hitting that like button if you like these videos. Comment down below and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Come join the Sandwich Hour community. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow for another video. Bye guys!